What is going on, Rebel fans, and welcome to that Week 8 preview show. I'm your host, Rafael Gonzalez, and before we get started, if you guys enjoy the content, hit the like and the subscribe button. It helps this channel out a lot, and we're getting prepared for Boise this week. Week 8 brings Boise. We're 6-0, 2-0 in conference, and we're going to play in a tough atmosphere over in Boise, Idaho. And even though we're 12.5-point dogs and we got a lot of uphill climbing to do if we want to win this game, I want to go over some things that I think we can do to win this game and be successful. And I believe we do have a shot. The beginning of the week, I was thinking this is going to be kind of in the solid loss category. But once I started looking at some things and how Boise kind of plays against better offenses and things like that, this is a winnable game, but we have to take care of certain things and aspects of the game for us to be successful. And we're going to go ahead and go over that now. And I just want to say that it looks like a tough hill to climb. ESPN Analytics got us at 71%, right, for Boise. We are 12.5-point dogs, like I was talking about earlier. But the offense all year has been very, very successful. Boise's defense isn't the greatest when it comes to playing good offenses. And if the defense can step up, I know I say this week in and week out, but if they can step up, make a couple big stops, be the opportunistic team that they have been and get these turnovers, these key turnovers and key situations when needed, we definitely have a shot to win this game. It would be huge for the team. It would be huge for our university in general as a whole. This can be our first chance on the road to a Mountain West Conference championship if we can beat Boise here on the road. And so we're just going to go over some things. Like I said, Anthony Calandra needs to keep playing the way he's been playing. First and foremost, he needs to not turn the ball over, which he's been doing a great job of this year, something that he's had trouble in the past doing. He needs to continue that kind of arc of not turning the ball over and making those bad plays. He had one kind of throw in the second half against Air Force where the defender kind of cut the wide receiver off. Thankfully, he was out of bounds when he did catch it. He ended up getting an unsportsmanlike penalty right after that. That kind of helped us on that last drive there. But he needs to continue to make sure he makes the sure throws and doesn't try to do too much. Right? Take the checkdowns when they're there. Take the easier routes when they're there. Don't always try to force it into windows that maybe are not going to be a good fit, especially against a better defense, in my opinion. Even though Boise's defense isn't great, it's definitely a better defense than Air Force. Air Force's defense is one of the worst in the nation. This is going to be definitely an upgrade, but I don't think as good as Wyoming's defense. It's just my personal opinion. I think Wyoming has a better defense. Wyoming's struggles come offensively where they really can't score the ball as much. And so if he can take care of the ball, if we can feed Jet, it sounds like I say this like I'm on a recording or something like that, but these are just things that I see, especially in a big game like this. We need to feed Jet Thomas the ball. If he is healthy, I don't know if he's been hurt, like I've been saying in past videos or whatnot, but if he is healthy, now is the game to run him immediately. Last game, for example, against Air Force, I didn't see Jet get the ball until almost the second quarter. I believe it was the end of the first quarter. He got his first touches of the game, and we were already down a score at that point. Ended up going down 2 or 10 or something like that. So 2 scores, and then he started to get the ball a lot more regular, especially in the second half. Feed Jet early and often. Kevon Lee is a great backup. He's a great short yardage down back, in my opinion. A great backup if Jet needs a spell, just to kind of get a break and a rest. But if Jet is healthy, we need to feed Jet the ball. Jet continuously breaks the first and second tackles and gets us extra yardage when needed. That's going to be super beneficial and super helpful for us in this game if we want to get into those second and third and short situations and be successful offensively like we need to be if we want to win this game. Defensively, we need to step up. I'm just going to show you something here on the preview. Our defensive numbers are not good. If you look here on the screen, 125th overall in the FBS. There's only 134 teams in the FBS, folks. I just want to point that out. In overall yardage given up, 118th in passing yards given up, and 123rd in rushing giving up. This is the game. If the Rebel defense wants to step up, that they're going to have to step up to be successful and make a name for themselves. They haven't really done that all year. They've been a bend but don't break kind of thing, and they mostly break a lot of the times, in my personal opinion. But hopefully they can step up. A key to doing that, in my opinion, is going to be pressure on the quarterback. We have not been able to get sacks in any of the games that we've played, like none. I have seen none from the defensive line or linebackers. Amars Brown is still the leader in sacks. He was out 2 weeks ago. He did play last week, but he didn't get any sacks, and he's still the leader in sacks on our team, and we're heading into week 8 where we're 6-0. The defensive line the edges, the linebackers need to step up. They need to be able to get pressure and sack Madsen. This is going to be a huge key differential in this game, I think, in my opinion, if we're going to be successful defensively. If we can put Boise in them second and third and longs and really make them work to get that first down, it's going to be a world of difference instead of them working from the second and third and short. We've been able to get some kind of pressure in the last few weeks, but never really been able to finish it off and get to the quarterback and bring him down for a loss. This is something that we need to change. This is the biggest thing, in my opinion, if we're going to be successful and win this football game this week, is getting Madsen down in the backfield or getting tackles for loss, Dylan Riley or whoever the running back is going to be in, right? Getting a tackle for loss on those early down situations. This is the key, in my opinion, for the defense if we want to make a big step up and kind of make those strides, because defensively is where our shortcomings come from. Boise does run a more traditional offense, so it might be a little bit easier to defend for us. Paul Gunther he's been in the NFL for a really long time. Boise kind of runs that traditional NFL offense, so maybe that comes into play and helps us out a little bit this week. But to me, pressure on the quarterback, tackles for loss, and early down situation is going to be the number one factor. Obviously, turnovers as well. We need to continue to be opportunistic. We've shown that we can do it all season. We need to continue to do it in this game. Get a pick or two on Madsen, put a helmet on ball or a punch on a ball to maybe knock a ball or two loose from the running backs or the wide receivers. And those two things, if we're successful on defense in those two things, I think we really do have a shot to win this game here. I don't know how to say it. The defense hasn't really stepped up when it comes to stopping a lot of people, but in big games, big players tend to shine, right? And if they can make the plays happen that they've been making on the turnover game, and the defensive line can man up this week and get a sack or two or get a tackle for loss or a couple, right? This is going to be the game changer, in my opinion. We cannot give up the big play as well. It's something that we just can't do because, like I've said, the key to a lot of our past games is getting up early, and we've never been able to do that. We went down early in the Miami of Ohio game, went down early in the Air Force game. The Wyoming game, we put a touchdown on the board early, but we gave up the early field goal. We did the flea flicker, right? So we haven't really gone in front in a lot of our games. The Air Force game, we scored the touchdown first, but they came down and put 3 touchdowns on us after that, right? And so building an early lead like the UCLA game, I think is going to be big as well. Try to maintain that game control early, so that way we dictate the tempo of how the game goes. But a lot of people I heard clamoring last week that, our defense is super terrible. And I'm not saying our defense is good. You've heard me just speak about them these last few minutes here, that they have a lot of work to do. They need to get sacks on the quarterback and this, that, and the third. But I want to show you guys that the team that we played last week had a really, really good offense. Air Force played Boise State about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they got 514 yards of offense on them, right? I understand that we gave up 603 yards, but my point is that the Air Force Academy has a really, really, really good offense, probably one of the best offenses in the nation, especially when it comes to G5 schools. And so we shouldn't harp on ourselves too much about how bad we did defensively in that last game, because I kind of figured it was going to be a shootout if we were going to win that game, because our defense does give up a lot of yards. But we got the fumble early in the second half, and then did what we had to do. We really couldn't stop them at all. Our offense kind of had an explosion in the second half and kind of helped us will us to that victory last week. But again, we did the things that we needed to do to win. The defense needs to step up this week. I'm really, really, really hoping that is the case because it's going to be, like I said, a very, very tough game. Dylan Riley's a good running back. He's going to be able to get his touches and run the ball quite frequently against us. So that's something that we're going to have to shut down. Last week, Air Force, that fullback up the middle, those inside runs like I've talked about early in the year too, are killing us, and we need to shore up our gap coverage in the middle there and shut that down, because again, like I said, the key and the goal for us, in my personal opinion, is tackle for losses in early down situations or sacks. Sacks would be huge. It would be so beneficial if we can get into the backfield and get Madsen down on early down situations and make them play from second and third and long. It would help the defense out tremendously. And it's something the defensive line needs to will their way to somehow, some way. need to come up and say, I'm going to make a play and get some of those, because that would help the overall defensive scheme, in my opinion, a lot. It'll allow Gunther to send more pressure on second and third and long to make Madsen work more quicker, and so on and so forth. The offense needs to continue to hit on all cylinders, like I was saying. If we don't we put up 30-something points all year in every single game that we played. It's going to be something that we need to do again if we're going to win. If we do win, it's going to be a high-scoring game, in my opinion, with the defense making just enough plays, whether it be turnovers, sacks, or whatever the case may be, to keep us in that game and us win late, or we maintain control of a slight lead late, right? And so going into my prediction, earlier on in the season, in the week, I should say, I was going to predict us a loss, but I have, this could be just the Rebel fan in me, but I have some kind of feeling that the defense is going to make some adjustments here, show some things maybe that we haven't shown before in the past, to maybe mix some things up for this Boise State offense and hopefully confuse them a little bit. Don't get me wrong, this is going to be another shootout game, in my opinion, as well. This is going to be like the Air Force game, a 30-something game, and it can go either way. Boise State is a 12.5-point favorite. A lot of people are looking at us like we're going to get blown out here, and so this can be this good underdog mentality that we go in there and show them that we are for real. And I think that will happen. I think we go in there, we play a decent game. The defense is going to give up their yardage, but if we can hold them to field goals instead of touchdowns, if they do get into the red zone, would be super helpful for us, which means locking down those short yardage situations when we get into those goal line stances and things like that. We had some good goal line stances in the Air Force game. Air Force late got down there. It took them 4 tries. It took them all 4 downs to get in. We had three short yardage goal line stops, and then they just got it on the 4th one, right? When you play a good offense like that, it's hard to get 4 in a row. So, but if we can hold them to field goals and not touchdowns, I think the Rebels prevail here. It really all depends on the defense. I think the offense is still going to score by the way they scored all year. It really comes down to the defense, in my opinion. I'm going to say 38-35 Rebels. This is me hoping and praying here. I know they're a 12.5-point dog, but I like the points. If you guys are some betting people, take the points. The Rebels have been in a close game every single game this year. They haven't really been blown out, even when down 2 scores early or 2 scores, right? In the Miami of Ohio game, we were down 2 scores on 3 different occasions. We came back and made it a close game, ended up winning by 3. I think it's going to be another close game. I hate to say it, call us the heart attack kids. But they're going to give us take your blood pressure medicine, right? They're going to give us a little bit of a heart attack here again. And either, listen, the game is either going to be, in my opinion, if the defense doesn't show up, it's either going to be a 7 to 10 point Boise win, or we're going to win by like 3 to 7 points, in my opinion, right? But I'm going to go ahead and make the prediction 38-35 UNLV. I hope everybody tunes in, right? It's on Fox Sports 1, so the numbers will get reported. CBS Sports Network, if you guys don't know, doesn't report the numbers, so it's kind of deceiving when I saw some posts on X, and it shows us with like the lowest number of viewers watched. But the majority of our games have been on CBS Sports Network, and that's why we have the lowest reported number of viewers watched. So it's on Fox Sports 1 this weekend on Saturday at 12:30. So tune in. If you're a Rebel fan, even if you're a casual, tune in, check it out. It helps our numbers out. And let's go UNLV, man. As always, you want to get in here and do the outro? Hey, come on in here and do the outro. My son wants to do the outro with me. As always, y'all, UNLV, go, fight, win. Let's go, Rebs. Big game this weekend. Let's get it. Hope everyone has a great weekend. As always, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.